Hello, this is Turkey once again in my role as present and or future head and or chief and or director head chief and or head director chief of the Stochastic Intelligence Agency for a contract in P2 Theta. And what you are observing is, and hence why the visual imagery here and the acoustic sounds, that is the audio-visual synchronization, is a bit off. This is an image of myself from the past discussing how to communicate to a contract in P through Theta. That the acronym B.A.M.N stands for by any means necessary. And in this installment, it gets a little tricky and complex because we had to make some space-time travel communication adjustments according to some difficulties that arose in the process of addressing another way to communicate to a contract in P through Theta. That B.A.M.N stands for by any means necessary. And this is how it all happened. So let's begin here. All right, so I was looking down here, and I noticed that one of the ways that you could organize some of these numbers was 101, that is the 10 and the 1 could be combined into a single number, 101, as in some of those easy classes you take when you're first in college. 101 stands for the easy class, right? And that's 6 and the 4. So we could say 64, and of course in the grammar of space-time travel communication coordinates, as well as BRE systems, the 6's become 9s and the 9's become 6's. So you have 60, or excuse me, you have the 94. And you didn't have to just take my word for it, but this number over here, 9, at some point was a 2 or a 3 when we first began this process. But over the course of, this is taking a considerable amount of time because we had to make some corrections in all kinds of different areas and respond to the communication here. This problem arose of changing numbers and changing the dimensions of each one, well, not each one, but several of the space-time travel communication coordinate sets involved in the communication that we're trying to address today. All right, so this is how it all happened. Let's start with that. Let's start with 101. All right, here we go. I'm going to open up a new window. Are you ready? Are you ready? Here it comes. Here it comes. There's a new window. It's coming up. There it is. Okay, so 101, and you can just take my word for it. We'll count down. 101. Okay, if you go all the way, 101. Woo, there we go. There we're going with the 101. And where is it? Where is it? There it is. That's the 101st. Even more complex space-time travel communication coordinate set. And here we are. I'm going to scroll down through the whole thing because we've had to change. There were a few errors in this, and I'll explain why the errors were there and what we did to correct them. All right, so here we go. We're scrolling down. So this is the Nels Klein 101st, even more complex space-time travel communication coordinate set. And I'll just scroll down to give you the new list. There were a few problems. There was a track in here that didn't have music on it that we edited out, and there was a problem getting in the second half of a Wadada Leo Smith record. And we addressed some of those concerns and found a solution set. The problem arose in this area. Nels Klein only plays on half of the final album in this set, and in order to include that half of the album, we had to list the tracks, titles, name by name, right? And so in breaking up the album and not being able, there it is, there's the album right there. Okay, and this is where the problem arose. And this was the signifier right here. This was the space coordinate. This was the space-time travel coordinate signified by the number, and it was, and you have to take my word for it. It was either 101-92 or it was 101-93. And I believe that we had 94 or 93 songs or something like that, or I can't remember all the numbers now. But anyway, you'll have to take my word for it. This was this title track. This was the one that was referred to here. So we wanted to respond to this, but it was misspelled. And the reason that it was misspelled, and it was spelled A-N-G-E-L-A-A, and the reason was because if we put in Angela Davis, then we would add all kinds of other stuff. We would add because there are a lot of tracks that we haven't added to our space-time travel communication coordinate system yet, but they're in waiting that are titled Angela Davis, okay? No, let me put it this way. No, it wasn't this one that was misspelled. It was another Angela Davis that was misspelled. Either this Angela Davis was misspelled or the other one. But I think it was the Angela Davis in the Shabaka Hutchings playlist under Sons of Kemet. And so let's first of all let's just identify that today we're going to be responding to this request for Angela Davis, and the way that we did that was we remembered, I remembered, Turkey, and I told a contract in P2 Theta, hey, the request today was for something by Angela Davis, and there's another track in Sons of Kemet, Angela Davis, and so we went to that track, and then we were going to do something with that. So let's go to Shabaka Hutchings and see what happened there. Okay, so this is Shabaka Hutchings, and we'll just scroll down because we've made a few new adjustments in Shabaka Hutchings. So we'll just scroll down through all of this. We're scrolling, still scrolling. Oh, here's one of the new adjustments that we made. We added prophecy to the Comet is Coming section of Shabaka Hutchings. And we're still scrolling, we're scrolling. Oh, okay, so when we were looking up Angela Davis, and we'll get back to this, but we found this track. Okay, so try to keep this in your mind and your memory. Black skin, black masks. Black skin, black mask. Okay, keep that in your memory, and we'll scroll down small. Still scrolling, still scrolling. Oh, okay, so here's another set that, within this even more complex set that didn't exist before, we added this one today. And so this is another, those are the dogs barking in the background, some of Contract and Feature Theta's dogs. You can see why we have a little bit of difficulty doing our work when we have dogs barking all the time. And one of the reasons that the dogs bark, of course, is because our neighbors lack consideration for other people and walk their dogs in front of the house and sort of just stop there and do their thing. All right, so let's see what's going on here. So this is what we thought today. We thought, oh, well, since the request is for something by Angela Davis, we'll play this by Angela Davis. And this is where we noticed the misspelling. Now I can remember. Okay, so we had misspelled Angela Davis's name, and I apologize for doing so. But one of the reasons I think this happened was because we were trying to resolve the problem of all of these Angela Davises showing up in all of these playlists. And so in this one, you know, we've discovered that we can return to the proper spelling, and I added a Y to the spelling in that's the Y is of course a signifier of Angela Davis' middle name, which she doesn't use often, but we put that in there anyway, to distinguish it from this Angela Davis. And we might have to put some more Y's in elsewhere or figure out ways, because we're dealing with we're dealing with these algorithms that we can't really control or change, and sometimes we have to come up with tricky solutions to get the algorithm to do what we want. All right, so we thought we were going to play this one today as a response to the request for more Angela Davis, and now you have a list of the changes that we made in the Shabaka-Hutchings. So I thought, you know, perhaps we do something more interesting and respond in a different type of way. And I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a new. Oh yes. We're going to make a new playlist, and we're going to use. Let's see if I can find it. I'm going to find it. Okay, so yes, there's an Angela Davis album. This is the one with this one of the albums. This one of the sets that we just added to the Shabaka-Hutchings. This is the other set that we added to Shabaka-Hutchings, and we'll add this. We'll add this playlist, even though it's not music. As I mentioned, you know, we don't have the music of Jean-Paul Sartre, but we do have the speech, Angela Davis speech of Angela Davis, and so this one of the new ones, Shabaka-Hutchings. This one of the new ones, Shabaka-Hutchings, and then this is what we're gonna add today, and it's called Yesterday's Sunshine by a group called Poison Fighters. So we'll put this in the complex space-time travel communication coordinate set, formerly known as the simple communication coordinate set, because the complex space-time travel communication coordinate set is so very much complex that we change it to the even more complex space-time travel communication coordinate set, and the simple space-time travel communication coordinate set has now become the complex space-time travel communication coordinate set. So this was going in today, and you'll see why. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on it. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. All right. So if I click on this, you'll get the you'll get the song. But let's leave that for the contract and feed through Theta to do, and move on to really what is the business of the Stochastic Intelligence Agency, of which I am the chief and/or director and/or head chief director and/or chief head chief director, which is to return to another way to communicate to a contract and feed through Theta the fact that B.A.M.N, that is B.A.M, stands for by any means necessary. Okay, so let's go back to Shabaka-Hutchings. Shabaka-Hutchings, here he is. Okay, so you recall all of this arose as a result of seeking out a response to the requested Angela Davis. Let's go back up. Where we are. There it is. Okay, so if I click on this, you will have a tune which is titled. It's from this collection, I believe, of material that isn't all Shabaka-Hutchings, which is called We Out Here. And Shabaka-Hutchings' contribution is called Black Skin, Black Mask. And this, of course, is a reference to the Frans Fanon, that is the Martinique anti-colonialist philosopher and psychologist, Frans Fanon. It is a reference to his book called Black Skin, White Masks. Yes, and that volume, as you recall, by Frans Fanon, well, that would have been one of the ways that you could have referred to by any means necessary, because the original quotation was, as you recall, from Jean-Paul Sartre, from a work called Dirty Hands. But then it was picked up, and it was first picked up by Frans Fanon, the Martinique anti-colonialist philosopher and thinker, who wrote about such stuff. And so one of the ways that you can communicate, if you still want to communicate, if you're still interested in communicating to a contract to feed through Theta, and you recall that he couldn't remember what the acronym B.A.M.N stood for, and and you want to communicate that to him, what it stands for, or that you remember, a way of communicating that I had forgotten. I had totally forgotten. I had forgotten that this tune was in the Shabakatchin's list, and that you could use this one. So let's figure out what that is. So what we have to figure out is what number that is currently going to be, and of course, if we change the coordinates, then we'll have to count that out again. But let's figure out where it is in our set now. Okay, and let's go ahead and do that. All right, so you recall, of course, that there are 36 items from the top to the bottom. If we do this correctly, okay, that's 36. Let's see if I did that right. Just make sure. 36. 72. 108. 144. And it looks like we're going to have to go back a little bit. Not too far. This is 144. This is 143. 142. 141. 140. 139. 138. Let's write that down before I forget. So I'm gonna write down the number 138. And remember, this is another way to communicate to a contract in phi through theta the meaning of by any means necessary. 138. This is the even more complex playlist. Set 138. And let's count out another set where by any means necessary is located. Let's mark that there. Let's see if we'll go from the top. And you recall if we do this correctly, we have 18 units. So that's 18. $36. $54. Let's see, 54 plus 18 is, let's see, that'd be 52 plus, no, let's see, that would be, let's see, okay, let's pretend the 18 is 20 and take 2 away from the 54, so that'd be 72. And 72, 90, 108. Oh, there it is. Alright, so from 108, we only have to count a little bit. 108, 109, 110, 111, 112. Alright, let's see. Let's write that down. Alright, so I think my work is done here. So let's go back to me. I'm going to close this window. Are you ready? Hope you're ready. I'm going to close this window out, alright? Okay. That number, if you want to communicate to contract in phi through theta. Oh, here I am. Let's go ahead and play me again. There I am. It's me, Turkey, once again. Yes, so if you want to communicate to contract in phi through theta, and I had neglected to mention this before, B.A.M. What B.A.M. means is an acronym. By any means necessary. Another way to do so is to use the even more complex space-time travel communication coordinate 138-12, or just 13812. So there's a lot of ways to do that. But anyway, you can signify that arrangement of numbers. 13812. Okay, 13812. Oh, no, it wasn't 12. It was 138. What was it? It was, oh, I wrote down 12. Let's see. Well, now we have to count it back out again. This was 108. 109. 110. 111. 112. It wasn't 12. It was 112. All right, let's go back. All right, so, excuse my errors. If you want to communicate to a contract in phi through theta, I'll say this quietly so that no one, if a contract in phi through theta is in the other room listening, he won't hear this. The way that you can communicate to a contract in phi through theta, the idea that the acronym B.A.M. means by any means necessary is through a space-time communication coordinate that refers to Franz Fanon, and that communication coordinate set is 138, and the number within that set that refers to Franz Fanon, but via the track black skin, black mass, which of course refers to black skin, white mass, is 112. So the number that you're looking for is 138, 112, or 138, and then 112. All right, thank you very much. Once again, this is Turkey, head and/or chief and/or director of the Stochastic Intelligence Agency, signing out for today. Have a good day. Happy Angela Davis Day.